Hey guys, coming at you today with an informative video all about vanilla beans, vanilla extracts, vanilla bean paste, price, deceptive labeling, ingredients, and such. Plus, we're gonna make our own homemade vanilla extract and keto vanilla bean paste. So, let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia. I'm a pastry chef with a sweet tooth, and now I own a keto gluten-free bakery, and I'm here to show you all the tips and tricks on how to make the best recipes possible. Plus, informative videos on things I've learned owning a keto gluten-free bakery. So if you enjoy my recipes and videos, please hit the subscribe button down there, give the video a thumbs up, leave me comments, and share with all your friends and family. It all helps me, my bakery, my channel grow and bring you new videos every Saturday. Okay, first and foremost, what prompted me to make this video was the vanilla extract that I use that I found that is super cheap and says pure vanilla on it. I saw on Facebook someone talking about it and it made me look into it more, and then someone else actually sent me a message talking about it. So I went and looked before even that, and I had already decided to make this video. But this is the vanilla extract I've been using. I personally love it. Like, I think the smell, the taste is delicious. The person that messaged me said she hated it and it tasted horrible to her. But I enjoy this vanilla, and 2 of these was only $18 when this was $18. So it's a big difference. And when I found this, I'm like, that's awesome because I own the bakery and, you know, I use a lot of vanilla extract. I went back to my history. I use a gallon of vanilla extract a year, which is kind of crazy to think about. So when I found this at $18, $19 for almost a half gallon of it, that was really cheap. And it says pure vanilla on the front, and it says pure Mexican vanilla extract right there. So I thought I was using a good product. But owning a bakery, I want to have on my nutrition labels the best ingredients possible and to cater to the most wide of audience as possible. So when I saw that this has vanilla natural, water, caramel color, vanillin, and sodium benzoate, I was like, I don't really want caramel color. You know, I don't want those added ingredients in there. So I decided to start the adventure of making my own vanilla extract. So I thought I would kind of bring you guys along for, you know, the making of it. But also, when you make your own vanilla extract, it's not ready for at least 6 months. So then I'm like, well, what do I do in the meantime? So I thought I'd make vanilla paste because I've been wanting vanilla paste in general for my baking because it's delicious and it'd be delicious in my baked goods. But there is no keto one on the market. I think I just saw one the other day for the first time. Like, I look periodically to see if new products come out, but it's really expensive. So I thought, can I make my own? So we're gonna make our own today, and hopefully it'll go well because I've never made it before. But I'm basically just using a regular recipe that I found on King Arthur's website for vanilla paste, and I'm gonna make it with allulose. So let's get started on the vanilla extract first. Okay, first I had to source ingredients and packaging and stuff like that and kind of get a plan in place because I use a lot of vanilla extract. Now, most people do this for like Christmas gifts, so now would be the time to make it for Christmas because it's good in 6 months. So you may have saw the title or thumbnail saying, great Christmas gift, get started now. But I'm making it obviously for myself, but I use a gallon a year. So I have 16 containers here. They're 8-ounce containers, plastic, because I don't like having glass in the bakery in case it breaks. But I'm gonna do all of these vanilla extracts and I'm gonna let them sit for 6 months. When I start using the first one, I'm gonna empty it out into another bottle and refill it right away with more vodka, because you can usually use vanilla beans over again at least one more time. And the main thing is you always just want to have the vanilla beans covered. And I'm hopefully going to get 2 full gallons out of this 1 pound pack of Madagascar vanilla beans I bought. So with these containers, which there was 18 8-ounce containers and 2 1.75 liters of cheap vodka. It was on sale for like $11.99 for each one, which will give us enough to make the 16 8-ounce bottles. So I figured out the prices and everything with how much we'd be making. These vanilla beans here I got on the website called Amadeus. They shipped really fast, and they had a little chart on how much you need for how much extract you're planning on making. So it said 1 pound for a gallon of extract. So that was real nice that it gave you the ratios of what you needed, and it told you the type of beans you should use. So it was like $124, but I got a 20% off code for my first order. So it was only $99 for a whole pound of vanilla beans. The 18 jars cost me $23. So that brought everything to $149 for a gallon of pure vanilla extract. So that would come out to $1.16 an ounce. If you buy a 32 ounce bottle of pure vanilla extract, it's about $1.31 an ounce. I could technically get a gallon of pure vanilla extract for $149, but most people at home don't want to buy a whole gallon of vanilla extract. So you're going to buy the 32 ounce or the 16 ounce bottle, which is going to be more cents per ounce. So this is going to cost me $1.16 for an ounce, but I'm going to be able to use it again. So that brings the cost down to 58 cents an ounce. It's still more expensive than buying the Dancy's vanilla, but it's much cheaper than going out and buying an 8 ounce or 16 ounce container of pure vanilla extract. So to make vanilla extract, I just looked up a recipe. Like I said, I've never done this before. My mom has done it. My Uncle Gary has done it. The person that does the keto meetups gifted me some vanilla. Basically, the ratio was 1 ounce of beans for 8 ounces of vodka. Okay, so it's that many beans. Oh, they're already split? Wow, nice. Well, that saves us some time. That's cool. I did read that and then didn't really even think about it. It's a lot of vanilla beans, sheesh. We're gonna make sure these are split all the way, which, this one? Oh, there it is. And I'm gonna chop them up a little bit, because I don't want them sticking up too far in the bottle. You can also use any kind of liquor you want. So I chose the cheapest option, but you can use anything that is like 70 or 80 proof. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to cut them into little pieces and then put them into the jars. And then you fill it up with vodka. And that's it. So obviously I'm not going to subject you to seeing all of that, but if you don't get the already split vanilla beans, you definitely want to split them in half first and then chop them up. If you don't want to worry about having to keep the vanilla beans covered. A lot of people I see, they put the whole pot in there, but technically you're not supposed to have them like out of liquid. They'll probably be fine because you're putting it in like, 70 proof liquor and it's already soaked up into the beans. But if it's in a warm, humid, bright area, it could, mold inside there, and you don't want that. But doing it the way that I'm going to do it, I think is a good way to transfer it after 6 months, transfer it into another bottle. That way you can use the vanilla beans and get all of the use out of it that you can. Because if you have it sit for over a year, 2 years, and then try to use it again, most of the beans are going to be extracted into that vodka already. So after 6 months, these still have life left in them. Even after a year, they'll still have some life left in them. So by pouring the extract out and refilling it all completely with a brand new thing of vodka will give us another 6 months to a year out of it. So I did find one of my funnels and I'm just gonna fill it up. And I'm not gonna label it with the date. I will label the individual jars when I go to fill them up for the second time, because they're going to be at all different dates, because as I run out of vanilla extract I'll have to make more. This came in it's like a gift set to make gifts for people, so it came with labels and string to wrap around it and stuff like that. So okay, first bottle of vanilla extract. I have 2 extra bottles here because 16 cups are in a gallon, so those are the ones I'll use to pour the first one into, and then when that one's almost gone, I'll probably do another one to have as a backup. It is also, they mentioned shaking them every month or so, just to get them loosey-goosey in there. And I'm gonna keep them in here in a dark room with no windows with a lid on top. So that's how I'm gonna be storing all my vanilla extract. That's what I'm gonna do with all the rest of the 15 of these. Be back to talk about the vanilla bean paste and to make that after I'm done with all this. Luckily, just a second for you. Probably take me at least another half an hour. to make all of this extract. Okay, all the extract is done. I shook them all, got them all in here. Now on to the vanilla paste. I did the chefy thing and weighed out all of the beans to make sure I had enough for like each bottle. I was shy a couple of grams, so I went back and did 27 grams in each bottle so that my last one didn't only have like 23 grams of vanilla beans in it. But other than that, I filled them up, not quite to the top because I wanted some room to be able to like shake it and move it around a little bit. So now on to the vanilla paste. So I went and bought these off Amazon. It's 50 beans. They're organic Madagascar vanilla beans. I wanted like a higher quality one since we're putting this right into our baked goods. We are blending this all up with some other ingredients to get a paste. So I wanted really good vanilla beans. This should be, I think it was 4 ounces. 150 grams is what I weighed it out at, I think. For vanilla bean paste, I saw a bunch of different recipes and looked up a bunch of different recipes. Some called to dry these out in the oven. Some called to cook your syrup. Some said just throw everything into a blender. Some added xanthan gum. There's a lot of different recipes out there. So I'm just kind of winging it here because I really don't have a recipe for it, except for, like I said, I looked at King Arthur's website. So it was 2 ounces of vanilla beans, 6 ounces of vodka, 3 ounces of water, 1 ounce of corn syrup, and 8 ounces of sugar. So I'm just gonna cook an allulose syrup because I make allulose corn syrup. I cook it to 260. I was thinking I'm just gonna cook it to 250 because they're adding water in here. So I might just not need the water. 3 ounces of water, 6 ounces of vodka. So I'm doing it times 3, even though I only have 5 ounces of vanilla beans. It calls for 6. So I'm gonna do 27 ounces of allulose, which I don't usually go by ounces for this stuff, but that's what the website said. So I'm just gonna do it how it says. And I'm gonna put a couple ounces of water in there just to get it melted down. And then I'm not gonna add the rest of the water unless I need it once we blend it all up. So 27 ounces of allulose. So that's 8 times 3 is 24. And then 1 ounce of corn syrup times 3. So that's how I got 27. So that's 1 pound, 11 ounces. A lot of allulose. Hopefully I have more coming. I am gonna add some citric acid to this in order to just hopefully prevent any kind of crystallization after it's all cooled down and everything. I'm gonna add 1/3 of the water for now, so 3 ounces. Never cooked this much allulose in my life, so see how that goes. And then I have about 2 cups of vodka. I didn't do the whole 18 ounces just because I ended up having to use Tito's. So allulose is different than regular sugar as it like always stays in a liquid form once you melt it down. Unlike regular sugar where it recrystallizes if you don't have the corn syrup in there. So the corn syrup is an invert sugar that keeps sugar from crystallizing. So with allulose, you don't have that problem most of the time unless you get a foreign contaminant in your mixture, and then sometimes you'll get crystallization, or if you put stevia in it or something like that. So I'm gonna get up my Vitamix. I'm hoping this will actually work in my Vitamix. First recipe since I bought it that would work, hopefully. And we're just gonna chop up the vanilla beans. I'm not gonna go through the process of drying them out and all that. I'm hoping that my Vitamix will do the job. These are a lot juicier looking than the other ones. I'm gonna pour the vodka in here. All the vanilla beans. So I figured this would make about a half gallon, which would last me 6 months. And that would come out to, funny enough, 58 cents an ounce. Same as our extract if we do it twice. But a jar of organic vanilla bean paste, which I bought organic vanilla beans, is $1.86 an ounce. And that has sugar in it and organic vanilla beans. So you're saving a lot of money making your own vanilla bean paste than buying one with sugar in it. So it's definitely worth it to make your own vanilla bean paste. And this is something that'd be kind of cool to put in like little tiny jars and give for gifts. So this whole batch is going to cost about $41, but then you'd have to buy the jars or whatever jars you want to put it in. But that'd be a cool little gift. You just want this to be clear. I suppose I could take it up to corn syrup temperature. I just don't want it too thick. Like I know there's vodka in here too, but when our corn syrup cools down, it is really thick. So I'm thinking 250, maybe just do 240. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna give this an initial blend up and see how it does. Probably gonna have to go a little bit longer. I think the recipe said like 2 minutes, but I kind of want to add this in there too. I don't know if I should add it while it's hot though. See, with this amount in this size pot, it's gonna take a long time to get up to the 250, and it's probably gonna caramelize before then. I mentioned in some other videos that if you use too small of a pot, you can't get it up to like a hard crack stage because there's just too thick of an allulose syrup in there that it won't read the right temperature. So I might switch this to a bigger pot. Because normally with a small amount of allulose, once it's like clear and bubbling, it'll be at 240 already if you have less in there. Like I said, I never cooked that much allulose at once. But even like as soon as allulose melts, it's sticky and thick. If you saw my money and time saving tip video, I'll link it up there for you, where I made my own allulose syrup. You literally have to cook it until it's like just melted and it's like a thick syrup. Okay, we're at like 240 here. Turn that off. I just add it right in. Really needs more blending up. I'm gonna blend this up for another couple while that cools a little bit, and then we'll add that to it. That sounds better. So I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid to this. Give it a mix. Yeah, now it's like real thick in there. So we might still need to add some water to it. Okay, wait a little while here. It's down to 200 degrees. It's 79. I think we should be fine. We just add like half at a time. It's only at 100 now, so give it a little blend up. That's looking a lot like vanilla bean paste now. Again, we're not going to know the viscosity of this until it's cooled completely. Very vanilla-y. Is that 111? Maybe the sugar is in part to kind of counterbalance maybe the bitterness of using the whole pod and everything, because a lot of times when you use, you know, more than just like the seeds, it'll be kind of bitter with like the outside of vegetables or fruits and stuff like that. Like if you use a whole orange as opposed to just the flesh, it's more bitter, so you need more sugar to counterbalance, you know, the bitterness of the orange rind kind of thing. So maybe that's why the sugar's in there. And now it's pretty thick, so I might need to add that water. Volume doesn't equate to, you know, scale measurements all the time, so I'm nowhere near 64 ounces. I'm at about 40 ounces right now. One more blend up. Could put a little bit on a plate and put it in the freezer, see what the end viscosity will be. I think I'll do that. I'll do that while I do dishes, and I'll be back to see if I need to add some more water to it. Probably gonna get cool and thicken a lot. It's at 120 still, so be back in just a second for you. Okay, this has been in the freezer for a while, so it actually might be around the right consistency, because you want it like thick, but not too thick. Maybe I'll add 3 ounces of water instead of the 6, just so it's a little bit thinner. Straight vanilla bean. Okay, I think that's good. I did save one of these big bottles to put some of this in. This is a 33 ounce bottle, so I'm gonna need to put it in something else too. They say to let this sit for 2 weeks before using also, so I'm probably going to use that other pure vanilla extract I have while I'm waiting on this one. Still a little bit warm, so I'm going to let it cool before capping it. I'll use one of these guys first. Make sure we get all this out. A lot of thick stuff in the top here. I'm not too much of a fan of this collapsible funnel here. Collapses too easy. So I'll update you when those are completely cooled. So I hope you guys enjoy this type of informative video and a little tutorial on what I do to try to save some money and make some yummy product. Let me know if you enjoy this type of video down in the comments below, along with any suggestions you have on other types of videos I can do like this. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know if you plan on making this for some Christmas gifts this year, or if you want to make the vanilla bean paste, which I think is a little bit fancier and a little more out of the box than just vanilla extract. Don't forget to check out my Amazon shop page. The link is down in the description box below. I'll have all the stuff linked that I used here in this video. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be back with many more keto, low carb, healthy meals, desserts, and snack recipes, and informative videos. Bye guys. Happy keto vanilla extract making.